What's up, everybody? I hope you all are having a nice Christmas and a good rest of 2025. Just a few days left until we get into 2026. Now, I just wanted to make a quick video here today, um, and I want to talk about uh, Zenless Zone Zero. And as you've all probably noticed, it hasn't been as good since or season two isn't as good as season one, and yeah, like sorry, like I only post videos you know, once or twice a year at this rate. I'm trying to do quality over quantity, I don't want to post a video unless it's something worthwhile. Uh but anyway, yeah, Zone Zero in 2024, that was when the game I'd say was the most fun, um, because it had that blue collar grid. It had the urban setting. It had, the cunning hares, the Sons of Caledon, Bellabog Industries, um, Victoria Housekeeping. It's kind of a mix between white collar and blue collar, but um, it just when Zenless Zone Zero first came out, I was thinking that this is like the WWF or WWE Attitude Era. Um, because it has like um it kind of does have blue collar versus white collar, and at points they tease it like like faction um faction tensions, but um I'll get back to that. The main story before in season one, they didn't really have a main villain. It was kind of just the factions, the agents, and the proxies against the Ethereals, and then Vision Corporation got revealed, and then the Exaltus at the end of chapter five. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing um, that Zenless Zone Zero didn't really actually have much of a story during the beginning. It was kind of just chaos. Just what people have noticed when I was in a Discord server for Zenless Zone Zero, um, was that season two, it kind of just became more formulaic and corporate polished. Basically, they had rinse and repeat, the Exaltus in every chapter, whereas in season one they had um a new story, new villain every chapter, and there wasn't really a main villain. That's why I stayed interesting. But the issue is also people in the Discord said that um, because it's a gotcha game like Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, um, Genshin Impact. Those are like the big ones, other than Zenless Zero. That they can't make a story too controversial because they would risk, polarizing, I guess, the characters. Um, like the agents that are available for a limited time that you can poll for, that would be too polarizing instead of just getting everybody to poll for them. So yeah, Cunning Hairs is good. They're blue collar, but um, Sons of Caledon, they're even more blue collar, and they're like my favorite faction in the game. And because they're out in the desert and the Cunning Hairs are in the city of New Eridu, so I mean, of course, there's going to be some differences there, even though they are friends. Um, but yeah, um, Lucy, she's second in command, but um, she's competitive with Caesar King on being the leader of the Sons of Caledon. That's interesting. They should bring that back in. They should bring that back in season three, and um, that's something that I should have made a suggestion for to them. But yeah, like season 3, it should have Luciana de Montifio, her S rank being unlocked in season 3, as the new leader of the Sons of Caldon. That would make it interesting. But I mean, yeah, just like the early days of ZZZ, it felt real. Like it was just better for some reason in season 1. Um, I don't know if they can replicate that in future seasons as Zenless Zero becomes more corporate and um, better established. They get more money from it, and it just becomes more corporate. Um, I mean, the whole point of the game was that they had a lower budget than Genshin Impact. But it's kind of turning into Genshin Impact is the problem. Um, so yeah, I mean, on the survey suggestions for I mean the survey for Zenless Zero at the end of the month, or at the beginning of every month, I guess they have like those surveys, and they have an open-ended question at the end. I put down that a couple of my ideas. One of them would be Nikomata, since she's one of the characters that's definitely been sidelined, and unfortunately, people focus more on stats than like a character's personality and backstory. And she was pretty cool in the early days, and then she kind of just you know got sidelined and and um, became forgotten about in season 2, especially. Um, but her story would be with the characters that replaced her, which would be either Jufufu or Jane Doe, and it would be like Toy Story, like the original Toy Story from 1996, if I'm not mistaken, um, with Woody and Buzz, and it was kind of like the Attitude Era in its own right. Like in this case, it would be like two rivals have to coexist as a team against a common enemy, and uh, Nikomata, yeah, she has to like prove that she's still relevant by working together with either Jufufu or Jane Doe. And the second story idea I have, or third, I already mentioned the Lucy one, but um, yeah, Nikomata, yeah, she's so irrelevant that I kind of just skip over her in the numbering. Okay, Lucy would be 1, Nikomata would be 2, and this story with Jane Doe would be number 3. Um, and my idea for this would be like um, the WWF in 1999. They had the higher power storyline where Vince McMahon, it was revealed as the higher power, and he was like, "It's me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin." um, like I was thinking with that, it would be like, since Jane Doe is known for disguises, that she should be Sarah from the Exaltus, and like it's kind of long to go over every detail of what I came up with. I didn't even send it to Hoyo in the open-ended question at the end of the survey. Um, but basically, Jane Doe, she would be unmasked and revealed as Sarah from the Exaltus, or vice versa, and Zhu Yuan would be the hero of this story, and she would have to protect Phaethon, Belle, and Wise um, from Jane Doe slash Sarah. And the interesting part about this is that Belle and Wise hid their identity as Phaethon from Zhu Yuan, so um, so that would kind of make it more heroic, since she's been wronged by the people that she's saving. So yeah, that would just be some of my ideas for how Xenozone Zero um, can improve. I mean, I want this game to be um, good again. Like hopefully Hoyo, they realize that the direction they're going in is wrong, so they go back in the other direction like a pendulum. Um, because I don't want this to be like the WWE, for example, or even Rockstar Games, um, where they used to be good, but um, once they became corporate and they have a comfortable stream of income that they're just gonna get money no matter what, and they just make well, Rockstar doesn't even make content, but they get they're gonna be getting money no matter what, so they don't bother making good content anymore. Um, I don't want that. Like I wanted to feel blue collar again. Um, like Zenless Zero, they kind of their thing like in season one they did have like some faction tensions teased as I talked about or mentioned earlier, and like they have first they have Nikomata and Anbi. They don't like each other at first, and they also have of course one of the most famous ones would be Pulchra and Bernice. That's like kind of a meme, like Bernice petting Pulchra's tail and then burning it. um, but yeah, that's they should have played more into that. But I mean, I'm glad that we got it all. Really, I mean, and then there's um, in chapter 5 they have the Cunning Hares and section 6 that are um that they have a bit of tension between them, but surprisingly they have a lot of similarities when you think about it. Like um Nicole and Yanagi, they're the the pink haired leaders. I mean, although they're on two opposite ends of the well, they're polar opposites. One's Nicole is blue collar and Yanagi is white collar. Um, Yanagi like memorizes everything, is like super responsible, whereas Nicole is like in debt and has serious money problems. And then you have Billy and Haramasa that are like the comic relief characters. Um, and then you have Anbi and Miyabi that are like stoic and stoic, serious, a bit uh socially awkward, speaks like a robot. They're like that's probably the first thing that people notice is that Anbi and Miyabi have like the same personality, and also similar fighting styles as well. Um, they both use a sword. um, and then you have Nikomata and Sokaku that are like the young humanoid animal creature things. Um, Nikomata is a cat tyrant, and Sokaku is an oni. Um, they like food and they're just happy to be there. So I mean, they're like um, they have a lot in common. So that's kind of an interesting dynamic there. Um, and then the Sons of Caledon, they kind of um make things more interesting with their they're like even more blue collar than the Cunning Hares, but they're friends with the Cunning Hares, like I said. Um, so yeah, that's pretty interesting, and to me anyway. And Lucy Damodivio, she's the best girl. She's mine. Don't take her. Although you saw me all in the comments, yeah, or on the internet, I know you're just gonna do stuff the opposite of what people say to just troll or whatever. Um, but yeah, just I just wanted to make this video. I hope I didn't go too long, but yeah, I just gave some of my my ideas. Um, we need Zenless Zone Zero needs someone like Vince Russo to make the stories interesting. Put everybody um in a storyline instead of putting them on the sidelines, and no more filler stuff. No more filler like Rena with helping the old lady with the sweet cakes or whatever, senile old lady. That storyline. I wasn't really a fan of that one. Um, yeah, I mean, like let's try to make it interesting for a gotcha game. I don't want it to be like I don't want it to actually suck for real. I want it to be um yeah, I guess polarizing. Like some people like it, other people just hate on it. Like just because it's a I don't know why they didn't like it for some reason, but I liked it. And I wish it could have the same charm it had from season one. It might we might be looking more at that in season three potentially if they make the right decisions. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. God bless each and every one of you, and have a nice day.